Hey loves, I'm RJ, and this is my YouTube channel, AOKRJ. Very nice to meet you. And I've actually been wanting to make videos for as long as I can remember, since middle school even, now that I think about it. And what I want to do is that I want to tell stories of things I've experienced, some that I've experienced with friends, with family, and maybe even play some video games for you guys. I'm open to suggestions, but I'm definitely addicted to Minecraft, so that might be the first thing I'll play. And some Among Us, definitely. But other than that, I want to start this YouTube channel and make a community. I want to make people happy. I want to entertain and make people smile, make their day a little bit brighter. Whether it's for me telling a story or for me playing a video game. Or even talking like directly to the audience, if there is an audience out there. But with that out of the way, with introductions done, let's get on with the tale. So, one thing you need to know about me is that I was a really dumb kid. I mean, I'm pretty dumb now, but I was a really dumb kid. And one of the things that reminds me of that is this little scar that my brother has on his forehead. Is like right in the middle of his forehead. And the story behind that is one of the many things that reminds me of how dumb I was as a kid. Cause yeah, we would get into trouble because we would like play together. We were always like hanging out with each other when we were younger. But most of the reasons why we got in trouble was mostly my fault. And well, let me start from the beginning. So my brother and I, we would always go to our grandma's house on the weekends to spend time with her, to hang out with our friends and play. We would like go outside to the playground. We would go to this open field and play baseball. And yeah, it was a fun time. And my grandpa even made a rope swing so that we can swing on the tree in front of the trailer. But yeah, one day, since we always woke up early, and our friends woke up like in the afternoon or so, what would happen is that we would wake up early, like say around 7 or 8 o'clock, and then we would swing on the rope swing in front of the trailer. So we push ourselves off the tree and swing for a while until our friends woke up, so that we can all play. But eventually we got bored of the swing one day, and then we just decided to like look around for something to do. And what we did is that we looked under the trailer because there's like an empty space because it's held up by cinder blocks and stuff like that. So yeah, we would look under there and see if there was anything that was like cool or anything. Like treasure hunting, if you will. So we were just looking under there. It was dirt, leaves, some old tools that my grandpa used. And then we ended up finding a glass jar. It was a dirty glass jar. It might have been a pickle jar, if I remember it correctly. And finding a glass jar was like finding a diamond to us because we would always what we would do is that we would always like catch bugs and lizards and tadpoles when we would go fishing with our grandpa. And what we thought about was like, we looked at this jar and was like, we can totally catch some lizards and some tadpoles with this. That'd be so cool. Maybe we can even catch a caterpillar and it'll turn into a butterfly. You know, kid stuff. So we ended up so we found this jar and we were just like, okay, so we just need to wash it. We need to open it, wash it, and then we can clean it off and we can use it. We tried to open it and we failed. Because like the lid was screwed on really tight. I don't know who was throwing it away, but they screwed it on really tight. And we couldn't get it open because we were kids. I was maybe like 12 and he might have been like 7. I don't know. I don't remember. But he is 4 years younger than me. So yeah, we tried to open it, didn't work. So we decided to look through my grandpa's tools and my grandma's gardening tools to try to find something to open it. And what happened was that I found a trowel. that was my bright idea, to use a trowel to open a dirty old pickle jar. Again, I'm a dumb kid. I was a dumb kid. So yeah, I had this like little shovel. That's what trowel is. It's a little shovel that you use to dig up holes so you can plant a flower. But yeah, my grandma used that when she was gardening, but I used it to try open this jar. And okay, so my idea was that I told Nikki, my brother, to hold the jar, to hold it on the ground and like hold it steady so that I can like use the like the pointed end of the trowel to like try to pop open the lid or something. So yeah, I was like trying to like get this open. Like this whole time my brother is sitting there on like squatting on the ground, holding it to the ground and looking down at it. He's looking down at the jar as I'm trying to open it with this tool. And I mean, I don't know what I expected from him. He's a kid. And I'm like trying to open this jar until the trowel, it slipped off of the lid and it hits him in the face. It hits him right in the middle of his forehead. And then so he falls back after getting hit in the face, and I panic because I hit him and he's bleeding. He's like bleeding from this cut on his forehead, and there's blood dripping down his face. And it was a lot of blood because it was a head wound. And I'm panicking. I'm so scared because I hit him, and that means I'll get in trouble. That was my main concern. So I'm just like, "Oh my god, are you okay? Are you okay?" And then my brother, like, because he's bleeding and it hurts, he starts crying. So he's just sitting on the floor, bleeding from his face and crying. And then I'm panicking even more because if he's crying, I'm gonna get in even more trouble. And I'm just like, "Shh, it's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna get a Band-Aid for you and clean you up. Just stay here and be quiet." So I ran back inside, and then I told my grandma what happened. I told her my version of the story because I didn't want to get in trouble. And I said, like, "Grandma, Nikki hit his head, and he's bleeding, and I don't know what to do." And then Nikki comes in after me, like, a little while, like, after like he picked himself up, he ran back to the trailer. My grandma's freaking out, and then he tells her everything. He tells her everything, and he's crying, and he's like, "RJ hit me in the face. It was an accident, but she hit me." She was pissed. She was so mad at me. Because she's thinking, like, why the heck would you try, like, why would you try to open a jar with a trowel? And I'm just sitting there like, I thought that would work. And she spanks me. She got like, okay, it wasn't that bad. She got like a thin stick and she spanked me. And then like after she did that, she like cleaned off Nikki. She cleaned up the blood. It was disinfected, and he had a Band-Aid like right here on his forehead for like a couple days. And then when the Band-Aid came off, he had like a scar afterwards, like after it healed. So he had this little scar like in the middle of his forehead. And every time I looked at it, I would always feel so bad because I hit him in the face with a trowel, with like a little shovel, because I wanted to open up a dirty pickle jar. So yeah, moral of the story, don't use tools to open jars. I heard running it under hot water works. Running over like a steel like jar or something like that. But yeah, don't do that. Don't do what I did. I was really dumb, and I thought it would work. But yeah, that's my story. And if you want to hear more, then you can subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications, because I'm hoping to post at least a video a day. at least. And I hope you stick around for more. Later.